Peace and y'all blessed. Y'all's a strong one. The strong was Yah. Tree of life, fountain of living waters, spirit and creator of all things that live and breathe. On this particular discourse, I'm going to go over a few things. I'm going to start off with what was the Balfour Declaration and what did it do from Lord Balfour, okay? And how did it all really come about? As you can see right here on this map, this was the original land of Edom, okay? Who today call themselves the Zionists, right? Jews, whatever they want to use to call themselves, that's okay. The key is their land was always right here in Edom, okay? Given to them as a covenant by God. It's covenant land given to them, okay? We couldn't even touch this land if you read the book of Remembrance. The Most High told us that. Do not touch the land of Edom that belongs to the Edomites. It's their covenanted land. The same way we got our covenanted lands of all the tribes. Okay, this is a tribal map. You know, anybody can look this up on the internet. Okay, of all the 12 tribes and where they were located, you know, during the times of Joshua, after he divided the land for them and gave, you know, each one their habitation. Okay, their heritage. All right, but the land of Edom was always right here. Okay, in this southeast corner right here. This is always their land. It always has been, okay? Well, you'll find different cities, Basra, Teman, Petra, Mount Seir, okay? Because you'll hear that name, Mount Seir, a lot of times in the book of Remembrance, referring to the Edomites. All right, so let's come to the Bible. Ezekiel chapter 35. Go to your Bible. Let's read. Let's find out what happened. Let's get some history on this thing. All right. Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Now he's talking about Edom, okay? Okay, Mount Seir. All right. It's kind of like the capital of Edom, like, all right, back then, all right? And say unto it, Thus saith Yah God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, okay? And thou shalt be desolate. And you know, by going to Petra, even today, it's desolate down there. So all this came about, right? And thou shalt know that I am Yah. Okay? Now, why is he doing this thing, okay? Because you see right here, words from Mount Seir. And this is for the top of the triangle also, because apparently they haven't read this book enough to know the history of what happened and why it happened, okay? So I want them, and I hope they're paying attention to this, okay? Listen to what happened, all right? Now, we're talking about the 400 years of slavery, all right? All the hanging of the black men and black women and all the killings and the jumping overboard and all the police brutality even today. Even here recently I've heard, right? So let's read verse number 5. Listen very carefully, okay? Everyone listening. Because thou hast had perpetual hatred, keyword hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword, right? Okay, hanging on trees or anything in general, okay, grillings or whatever you want to call it, which is a type of a clan word, right? For people who say that, it really ain't good to say, all right? By the force of the sword, police brutality, 1950s, 60s, 70s, on up all the way to the day, right? Okay, in the time of their calamity, in the time that there had an end. Their iniquity had an end, or their sin, you know, had an end. All right? Most High said that basically Esau, you know, our brother, right? We're two different nations, right? Okay? that came out of Jacob, right? Okay, but the key is the Edomites have always had a perpetual hatred, all the way back from the womb, when the two brothers were struggling in the womb. All right, right? Okay? But they've always had a perpetual hatred. And this can take you all the way back even to the book of Genesis, dealing with, Adam and Eve and their offspring. Okay? And how all that happened. But anyway, they've always had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. Okay? And this is also dealing with the Palestinians, how they get the same thing, right? The force of the sword, right? In the time of their calamity. And it's still going on over there in the land of Israel today because what? They have a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. I'm talking about the true children of Israel, okay? Esau does. He has this perpetual hatred. That's how you know who it is. Because you can always look at them and tell, you can see it in their eyes most of the time if you're good at reading spirits, right? Therefore, as I live, saith Yah God, I will prepare unto thee blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Seest thou hast not hated blood, he said, because they've not hated blood and violence, even blood shall pursue thee. Right? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth. Right? And I will fill his mountains with slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. So it's Most High taking his vengeance out of Esau because what? Because he's always had a perpetual hatred for his brother, black Americans, number one. Number two, Palestinians. All right, because they're the children of Israel too, representing the northern tribes. These two right here, Manasseh and Ephraim. Okay? You see how they cover most of the north of Israel. This is what the Palestinians, this is their true heritage that they, for some reason, can't seem to figure out. Think they're Arabs and Islamic and all that. It has nothing to do with them. All you got to do is go right here. You figure that out. Okay? Because Esau has this perpetual hatred. A perpetual hatred. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel. Is that not what they do in the land today? They do just that and still doing. Is that not what they've done throughout time? Throughout the 400 years of history? I'm talking about slavery, the transatlantic slave trade. Is that not what they have done? It's exactly what they have done. Because they're the ones at the head of a lot of these police departments and so forth. Okay? All right? All right, but the Most High said he's going to bring that sword against them. Not only back then, when he made Petra and all those places in Edom, in that land right here, when he made it desolate as it is today, right? Just as he says right here, thus I will make Seir, most desolate. And he did that. Okay? Now, Balfour Declaration, let's get to it. Because thou hast said, listen to what Esau was saying, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. Right? Well, what two nations? He's talking about Edom, right? And this one right here, Jerusalem. Okay? Isn't that where they inhabit today? All right. He said these two countries right here, Edom and Jerusalem. Okay. Okay. These two countries and these two nations, these two countries shall be mine, and we shall possess it. Is that not what happened? That's basically the Balfour Declaration right there. Because they came into the land in 1948 after World War II ended in 1945, right? They came in and what? They filed that. Okay? The progenitors of who? Of Rothschild's dynasty, Walter Rothschilds. Okay? They're the ones who set that whole thing up to allow them to go into the land. So really what they're going to have to do for the children of Israel is just correcting what they've already done. Okay? Illegally by the Bible. But the Most High predicted that they would do this thing. Okay, he predicted they would do this thing. That they would say, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Whereas, and here's the reason why. Whereas the Lord was there. Right. They say, yeah, well, God was there. God's in Jerusalem. So we're going to take both of them. And that's exactly what they did. All right. And now they're in the midst of trying to take the whole entire thing, right? From, the Palestinians, the West Bank, they call it today. Okay. But the Most High ain't going to allow for that to happen. Therefore, as I live, saith Yah God, right? I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, right? Because the envy is towards the children of Israel, black people and Palestinians, right? Which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, right? All right? And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. That's what talking about. That hooks all the way to what? Jeremiah 49, where he said he's going to make them run away from the land of Israel back down to their original habitation, where they always were, right here in this southeast corner of Edom. Because the Most High is not going to judge them here. He's going to judge them here. Okay? However it happens, we'll know when we see it. Okay? Verse 12. Okay? Ezekiel 35. Go there in your book. Open it up real wide. And open your eyes up too. Okay? And thou shalt know that I am Yah, and that I have heard. This Most High says, he's heard all of thy blasphemies. They blaspheme the name of God, right? Which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, right? And they are given to us to consume. You see right there? Balfour Declaration, right? Balfour Declaration. Because they have different pictures that you can see of how Jerusalem looked whenever they came back to Jerusalem. When they first came back into the land of Israel after they came after the first little war that happened with the Arabs. When they came into the land of Israel, it was desolate, just as it says here that they would say. Okay? The Most High said, I heard all your blasphemy, which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate and they are given to us to consume. Okay? Simple as that. All right? And also, it could be talking about the people of Israel, too. Talking about transatlantic slave trade. Also can mean that, too. But generally, it's talking about the land. They are laid desolate, and they are given to us to consume. Thus, with your mouth, you have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. The Most High said he'd heard all Esau's blasphemy. He hears it even now, probably hearing it while I'm making this video right now. But thus saith God, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. Okay? Now, that hooks over to Jeremiah 49 too, when it talks about how it's going to be heard in the Red Sea and all around the earth when they fall. Okay? In Jeremiah 49. When the Most High finally brings that judgment against them through the house of Joseph, Obadiah chapter 1, verse number 18. Okay? This is going to go down, man, whether y'all like it or not, man. Okay? Verse 15. As thou didst rejoice, check it out. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, right? Talking about Jerusalem. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, or Idumea, however you want to say it. Because these two names are synonymous with Esau. All you got to do is look it up. Because the Greeks, they call them Idumea, right? But Mount Seir is just talking about right there in that area, right here, Edom, right here. Go look it up. Do your own research. Find out about these people. Because that's where their original habitation was and still is today. And that's where Yah is going to judge them at. He's not going to judge them in Jerusalem. Okay? All right? Because what? It was desolate. See, thou didst rejoice. Go back to 1948, 49. See how they rejoicing and going and, doing all that dancing in circles and all that when they came into the land, right? After the Balfour Declaration was established and basically gave them legal right to so-called be into the land underneath that declaration that Walter Rothschild, Bauer, whatever, okay, the red shield that they their progenitors had came up with. See, all this stuff was predicted would happen. Okay? 36. Okay? Thus saith God, because the enemy have said against you, aha. Now this is what they're saying. Now, I've been over this before, I'm going to read it again. Aha. Even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Okay? Talking about what? What they call Judea today. Right? That's what they're saying. Aha. All of it's ours. It's in our possession. That's what they're saying today. It's kind of what they were saying when, when Netanyahu and Donald Trump came up there and they gave a little speech. Aha. Oh, okay. Even the ancient high places, they're all ours in possessions. Belongs to us now. Okay? Verse number 5. Therefore, thus saith Yah, surely in the fire of my jealousy, I have spoken against the residue of the heathen, right? And against all Edomia, because Edomia is Esau, right? Which have appointed my land into their possession. See that? With joy and with all heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. And there you go. Balfour Declaration, full effect right there. Okay? They have appointed my land into their possession with joy and of all heart. Okay? Balfour Declaration. And even today, when you've seen them do this so-called, I don't know what that map was they had. It was a terrible looking map, right? But that's the same exact thing. To appoint the land, into their possession. Oh, here we go right here. Got it right in front of me. See that? See that? Basically they almost taken all this land from the Palestinians. Okay, and if you guys seen these maps, when Esau first came into the land, man, it was way at the top of the north, had a little bit of land up there. But over time, they came and taken over all this land except for Gaza, right? And now they want the West Bank going through here, taking different, parts of it. Until they finally, one day, if Yah wasn't leaving the land, they take it all over. As I told my Palestinian brothers. See? Right here. Edomia. Go look up Edomia. You'll find out who that is. Esau, man. That's a Greek name. That's what the Greeks called Esau. Right? Which have appointed my land into their possession with joy and with all heart and with a despiteful mind. See that? To cast it out for a prey. Take it over. They saying, aha, yeah, we got the land now. 1948, right? Even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Or they're also saying, aha, with Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, he gave us the capital. Say it's the capital of the Jews. Only. Palestinians can't have any part of that. Okay? So all of this stuff's in the book, man. All you got to do is go do your research and just read, man. Read this book, you find these things out. But you got to read the book to find out about what's really happened in history and what's really gone down. Okay? Malachi, first chapter, goes over a little bit too. Okay? Because the Most High said he hate Esau, man. Okay? Because of what? Because of his ways, man. Act like a heathen, man. Okay? Let's read. I have loved you, saith Yah. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yah. Yet I loved Jacob. Okay? And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons and for the wilderness. Okay? Down in Edom. I just showed you that. Because if you go down there, you go to Petra, you visit, it's a wasteland, man. Okay? Let's read verse number 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. See, that's 1948 when they're in Germany. Because they didn't have all that money back then that they have today. They said, we are impoverished. But they're going to do what? But we will return, right? See, they're going to come back to the land and build. And they have done that. The desolate places, because Jerusalem was so desolate. Go look at any of them old photos before 1948. Man, it was a desolate place in Jerusalem. I'm telling you. Okay? It was very desolate. Okay? Thus saith Yah of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness. And that's what they call them today, because they do so much wickedness over there inside the land of where God's name is. All kind of, like I said, gay parades and homosexuality and any kind of thing you can find anywhere else in the world. It goes on in Jerusalem, and it should not go on there. Okay? Killing the Palestinians, arresting them for no reason, etc., etc. The border of wickedness. They shall call them the border of wickedness, these Zionists, okay, in the land today, and their whole government, the border of wickedness. The people against whom God hath indignation forever. You hear that? All right? But here's what's going to happen. And your eyes shall see. I'm talking about all you people listen to the sound of my voice. And ye shall say, Yah will be magnified from the border of Israel. See, that's what the job of the elite is, to take back this movement. Okay? Because the great God, the great King whose name is Yah, he is supposed to be magnified from the border of Israel. He is not magnified right now through this right here. He is not magnified through this right here that they came up with, Jared Kushner and all that. This so-called peace plan. Okay? He is not magnified through this right here, because that's not the way it's supposed to go down. Okay? You got to go over to Ezekiel 40 through 48 and read it, especially chapters 47 48, and read that. And it tells you how the land's supposed to be partitioned. This right here is always going to be a powder keg, no matter what happens. Okay? So that's a little, history on that. Okay? A little bit of history on that, okay? Because the Most High said, man, he said he hate Esau, man. All right? Simple as that. All right? Why? Because of all the things that he's done to his brother, to the black man, especially, and to the Palestinian. Okay? All these killings and hangings back in the, during the time of slavery. All of this, police brutality towards black men for no reason. Unarmed black men. Okay? Yet my people, black people, are trying so hard to make a way to stay in America. And we done told you you're supposed to go home at the appointed time, but you don't want to go. And you're going to receive that nuclear destruction right along with the rest of the remnants of the heathen. Okay? Because here's what's going to happen right here, exactly as we told you. Okay? The house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, see, the house of Joseph is that flame. They're the one who's going to put this judgment upon Esau, coming from Yah. And the house of Esau is going to be for stubble, right? Simple as that. And they shall kindle in them, and it's going to devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yah has spoken it. Okay? I'm talking about the ones in the land today, when he runs them down into their old habitation and judges them through the house of Joseph, the mighty Palestinians, and maybe even Lebanon, Hezbollah. I don't know. It's not going to be Iran. Iran's not involved in that. Only the house of Joseph is going to come in to judge them through the Most High Yah. Because the Most High is the one who's actually putting this thing on. It's not us. It's not them. Okay? It's the Most High. Now, he may work through them, but it's still the Most High. But you got to go to this book and read to get this full history and periscope on what happened and how they came into the land. Okay? Especially dealing with Liberia. Because Liberia, when they had to vote in 1948 to give them the land, Liberia broke the tie. There was a tie. There was a vote, and it came down to a tie in the UN, in the United Nations. And Liberia was the one who gave the tie-breaking vote to give them the land, right? Dark people did that. Ignorantly, but that's okay. It was supposed to happen, as you can see by what I just read to you, that they would say, aha, yeah, we're going to come back to the land because Yah is there. You know what I mean? We're going to take possession of both. Not only the land of Edom, but also Jerusalem. We're taking all of it. And that's how they feeling today when they came up with this right here. We're going to take all of it, man. Okay? But what does the Most High say? All that nice stuff they done built over there? But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. Okay? And there shall be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So all that nice stuff they done built over there, yeah, we're going to possess that when we come back to the land. Because Yah is going to run them away from there. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 49. All right, he's going to suddenly make them run away at the appointed time. He's going to do just that. Okay? Because the house of Jacob is that fire, but the house of Joseph is that flame. Okay? They're the ones who are going to come in and put the fight on. Okay? Against Esau. And actually it's just Yah getting revenge upon him for what he's done to his brother throughout the 400 years and all the time we've been over here. All this police brutality. Shooting down black men, unarmed black men, not even armed. Leaving mothers, sonless and all that. I mean, it's just crazy, man. All that's happened over all this time that nobody will speak upon. Not even black people themselves, man. They go out and they march, but that's all they do. Protest for a little while, and then everybody forgets about it. Shameful thing, my people. Okay? All right? Because what did Esau do? Most High said in the day of our calamity. What did he do? The Most High told Esau, nor should you have laid your hands on our substance in the day of our calamity. Okay? And that's talking about, whenever we got ran out of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? During that time, they were standing in the crossway. See that? Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway or cut off those that did escape. Right? Neither shouldest thou have delivered those up, right, of his that did remain in the day of distress. Okay, that's talking about, back during the temple was getting torn down. Okay? How Esau did that. Okay? All right? So go read these chapters, especially Obadiah. Talks all about Edom. Okay? Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay? And a lot of places in the world, they are greatly despised. So this book is, I'm talking about letter on point. Okay? And they're very prideful people and very racist people, a lot of them. Okay? A few of them are all right, but a lot of them, no, man, they're very prideful and very racist. Okay? Listen, verse number 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. See, they deceived, man. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? See, that's his whole mindset. Okay? Because you always think he's got some network of people. He can do this and he can do that. But the Most High says, though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, okay, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yah. Okay? All right? Then here's how the Illuminati was found out about. Okay? Verse number 6. How are thy things, O of Esau, searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? See there? All these hidden secrets and all that secret societies and all that. Most High said all that was going to get found out about. It's all prophesied right here in this book that these things would happen. What they do in the lodges or what they don't do, or sacrificing people and human sacrifice and anything else that people do. All kind of other hidden matters I don't want to get into. But the Most High said, how are thy things of Esau searched out? They searched out, man. How are his hidden things sought up? That means people finding out about you, Esau. They've been finding out about you for a long time. Okay? Now people know about Esau. They know about you. They know about so-called Illuminati. In other words, meaning they're illuminated to this book. That's all Illuminati means. You're illuminated. You got the light, the Luciferian light. You got the light. You know what I'm saying? All right? There's a lot here. I'm not going to read all of it, okay? And the mighty men of T-Man, I told you, it's one of those cities in Edom, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Why is that going to happen? Because people wonder, why is that going to happen? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. The Most High means that. Okay? All right? I told y'all, the Most High is not no God and no games and no jokes. Okay? He ain't no God. He doesn't play like that. He don't joke around like that. The Most High is the most serious God, and we need to take that very serious. When he gives his word, it's his word. Isaiah 55. When his word go out of his mouth, it does not come back void, man. So this right here, man, straight up, man, it's trash, man. That's all it amounts to. This peace plan that they came up with, it just amounts to trash. That's all it is. Because the Most High is not going to give the land over to Esau to jurisdict forever. Okay? The controversy of Zion, right? Isaiah, right? The Most High going to deal with that. Okay? He's going to deal with it here in a minute. Because it's got to get dealt with. Because it ain't going to be going back and forth forever. We saying we the children of Israel, and they saying they're the children of Israel. Well, all you got to do is go read Deuteronomy 28. They ain't never been on not one slave ship. They ain't not one picture of them on no slave ship. Nazi Germany, they wasn't in no slavery. That was a concentration camps. That's a whole different matter. We've been actually in slaves and in chains, man, for 400 years, exactly as the prophecy said we would be in this book of Genesis. So don't tell me who no children of Israel is, man. Y'all can carry that on all you want to. At the end of the day, it's easy to see that. Because Esau is at the top of the game, not the bottom. He the head, not the tail. That's not Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 prophesies we're going to be at the tail until Yah redeems all 12 tribes back to the land. Then we go back to being the head. Well, who's at the top of all these companies we work for? Think about that for a minute now. It's Esau at the top. We're not at the top. We're at the bottom. All right? So it's easy to know who that is and ascertain that information if you would just search. All right? Thank you all for listening. Okay? This is great information. And I'm quite sure alarming information to many. But however, it is the truth. Okay? So I hope the global elite look at it. Okay? Because their forefathers are the ones who made the mistake in doing what they done. But you see, it was prophesied in this book that they would do those things. Okay? They would take both lands, Jerusalem and Edom. Right? As what? Yah was there, as they say. Okay? Even though they don't even talk about that in the land. And Yah can't be, his name is there, but he's not there because his temple's not built. And they can't build a brick for the temple because they're not the original people. They're not the original Israelites. They are the Edomites. They are Hebrews, but they're Hebrew Edomites. All right? So let's get that straight. Thank you all for listening to this discourse. Do your research and go check out history and then match it all up. And you'll see it match right up to this Bible. Perfect. Thank you for listening. Peace. Y'all bless.